haven't shown these off in a while. There's even a good one at the back. There's a few insects flying around.
Good. Hopefully they'll pollinate.
But there's one there that's very thick. There's one, oh I can't see most of them. One here that's getting quite big, and you see some prickles still on there, so that means insect repellent. And there's another one behind those leaves which is going, I can't see it at all because of you, Ig. It's going.
It's going, it's not quite green enough yet. I would say if anyone's ready in terms of green, it's that one in the middle.
I guess it's quite long. I guess there's two good ones because the one at the front is the best one.
It's, how green is it though? Is it starting to go? I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, we're going to take it off to find out because, yeah, it's better to take it off early than late, so...
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Snip.
Snip.
Still a little bit prickly, but the prickles just come off as you.
And on this side, it looks very not prickly. So.
Yeah, that's. Well, have a look for yourself. Have a feel.
Yeah, the prickles feel minimal.
So.
But you can even wipe off the prickles yourself.
Exactly with your hand.
Yeah, that one at the back is skinny, but decently long so far. Ultimately, there's plenty more growing, but none are to a massive size yet. So there are definitely others growing, but unfortunately, there's some leaves that are dying. So that may not be good signs for the other ones. Because yeah, we had to get some carrots out up early because the baby carrots.
You said that it's still producing new flowers. Look. So.
Yeah, I know. As long as we have enough leaves, and then we water them enough. But we finally have the frames, you know, right-ish. So.
Do you think this Heath Robinson combination is right?
Well, nothing's on the floor now because there was one branch like on the floor in that corner, but we got there you go up. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's still...
Is that a yellow cucumber that looks like over there?
Yeah. Probably a leaf.
Yeah, but it's left of the one at the back and up a little bit. I've got the camcorder on it. Making salad for lunch 3 days a week for many, many, many years. Used to be a mother, now during work it's just me, and during the holidays me and my dad do it together. We always have things like kiwi, cheese, mini peppers, celery, cucumber, and that's our cucumber we just picked off. And then grapes, usually just red ones, but green this time as well. Blackberries, tomatoes, and bluebs. That's a sort of healthy lunch we normally have. Monday, Tuesday, Friday. They were the days that me and Mother had decided to do. Wednesday would be subby day, and that was probably decided before we started making salad, along with Saturday, and then Thursday I thought, make our own lunches or not have any, as in my case. So yeah, I wonder how this is going to taste, because yeah, it's not as long, but it's quite thick. So. And yeah, we've got a few cucumbers coming, so we may not buy any for a while. And I don't think we got it out too late, at least. And since it was connected to the plant, it probably wouldn't go soft. That's kind of bad plant management if it did that. Birds on the seed feeder.
Good. Means the squirrel isn't.
Indeed.
Right, shall we just take that end off? Looks a tad pale. Smells great.
As long as it smells great, it's probably going to be great.
So what should we do? About that much?
A bit less than that.
Yeah, it's for two.
Yeah, but a bit less, because ultimately it's not as big as... We want it to last a bit longer, I guess.
1, 2, 3 goes at least.
ultimately we could have it on a Tuesday morning before we set off. You know.
Well, we need lunch, Tuesday lunch anyway, although you tend to prefer...
So yeah, we can have this over 3 separate
And
times.
this is a bit of still a bit prickly, so I need to give it a bit of a...
Or you just pick those off, like we said.
Well, the point is, I need to get a bit of a rinse because we've been outdoors anyway, so while I'm rinsing it, I'll take the prickles off. Yeah? Like this, look. Just rub it with your thumb.
At least the great thing about our cucumbers, we don't have to take any plastic off.
Yeah, it's a main thing. Hello, sparrows.
Thing we don't have to worry about.
I said hello, sparrows.
Yep. And whatever container we happen to finish, we use it as a rubbish box. Get all the rubbish up, the bits we're not using.
Right, there we go, washed. Could put it straight in the bowls actually.
We could, but chop, chop, chop. And I don't mean hurry up. It looks different for sure, but ultimately as long as it
it's
tastes
because
good.
we didn't list. I think it should be.
We can have 8. We have one. We could probably slice it on one. Oh, yeah, we've got some fat pigeons. Well, as you call them, anyway. Okay, one's a fat pidge, one isn't actually. One's a bit different.
Sparrows, zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Just zoom in.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
And zoom off again.
Yeah. Birdies.
Right.
Finally, about to eat my cucumbers, and there's one thing I've noticed compared to other cucumbers, there are actually some seeds in there. I didn't actually know that. Shall see. It tastes fine. Usually doesn't taste of much, but I can confirm it tastes good. Apart from the fact there are seeds in there, they look different, but they taste absolutely fine. So, ultimately, last year only potatoes were proper size, and even then they're the easiest things to make. Onions were small, peppers were the wrong type, sprouts didn't really. We waited too long. So this year has been a lot more successful. Carrots have been really good size because of the soil bed. Cucumber has been good so far. And the one cauliflower we didn't leave too long tasted great. So yeah, I think we've had a lot more success this year with our planting so far. Of course, there's still a lot more of carrots, onions and cucumbers to go. So we shall see. Okay, it's not the end of the veg stuff for today because the boy said I must see this. So alright then. Show me what you got, boy. Yeah, but the last one we picked up ended up being like a midget because it was crowded out.
Yeah, the last one we picked up was round and about that big. So this could be either very long or just very round. Let's find out, shall we? This one, my old son, has got depth. A lot.
How many stems does it have?
Well, all these stems contribute to making the carrot underneath. It's got a lot of stems, so there's going to be a lot of carrot. Oh my.
Just pull it.
I don't want to snap the damn thing.
You're not going to.
Hands.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Hands for reference. I think that's a success. Would you count that as a success?
Yeah, I mean, I'd already discussed that the carrots have been a success because of the soil bed, and they're actually proper size, if not bigger.
Photo. Still photo. Click.
There's a few left, and there's still onions. There's still other stuff.
Somewhere Judge has gone. That's my ball.
And I wonder if that one is
Which one?
going to go up because it's
With that
it's
onion?
not really that. Well, the stem is pretty much broken off. So
Hang on. We could take it out. I could put it in the Monday stir fry.
yeah,
You mind doing
Yeah, the honour of holding.
holding old. I was going to say old yellow, old
I
orange.
reckon that's nearly a pound in weight.
Yeah, it's
Not
about
bad.
it's about the size of the last one that had a broken stem on it.
That's not too bad.
Shall we fix the soil slightly?
Hang on.
Flatten it out,
Yeah.
like a bit like that.
It's like cats have been digging around, and I just want to make sure they haven't done anything.
They probably dug up the compost because you can see it's a
Well, we
darker
don't want them
colour,
to-
so it's the compost that's been brought up.
Yeah, you don't want them to poo in the thing. That's the main thing.
Ugh.
Exactly.
Don't give me that image, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you like soup?
With our no, we have carrots with.
We still have a couple of potential good ones. One here, a couple here. One may block the other there. There's one or two here. There's one here, and it's slightly exposed over there. So there aren't many left, in fairness. And that one just isn't growing. Even the leaf is gone, so it. Yeah, well, that one needs to go. Yes.
Well, that one. Oh, I think
Yeah.
you meant this one.
Yeah, this one here.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, pull. Put your hands around and go like that. That's it. And try and grab something if there's something to grab. That loosens the soil. That pulls it.
I got it.
Yeah.
You got something.
Lo and behold, the contrast here.
Yes. Daddy! Baby carrot,
Oh,
and then
oh
that
dear.
massive one.
Ah,
That Roald Dahl book, you know, the giant. I'm fairly sure that applies.
BFG. Big,
BFG.
or
Yeah.
BFC, Big Friendly Carrot.
Big friendly carrot.
Ah,
Yes.
Right. I'm going to go and drink from my cup of tea before it gets cold.
Welcome back. Food, that huge carrot, you know, the cucumber that tasted nice. Had to pick out a few seeds, of course, but other than that, it's been an okay day. I went for a walk about 8 as well, nice and cool, just getting a bit of exercise. But it's a bit of a poignant day today. It was pretty much a year ago to the minute, second, hour at least, but it's at this point a year ago that I was told that my mother wasn't going to live or recover. Take it back to the start of that day a year ago, that I woke up, got up, and got dressed, and then found out I was the only one dressed, which never happened. And found out my mother was struggling to breathe. She could barely say a word. So they went to hospital, and I walked to get a subway, and then because I spent the day by myself while I was waiting for updates. Spent time at the computer. I think I updated the stream to say, because I had planned to stream that day, and as it said, can't stream today, stuff's happening. It wasn't until about 6 or 7 that my dad said, you should come in, we'll get someone from church to take you there. And so I did. And even like throughout all of that, I thought this is just like any other normal hospital visit, that she's going to come out the next day. We would pack the overnight bag, which we still haven't unpacked a year later, by the way, for my mother. And then the horrible words you hear, it sucked. Ultimately, I did end up crying. Understandable, of course, but throughout my time in the hospital that day, my mother couldn't speak. She had to nod or shake heads to answer anything, because she couldn't talk at all. She couldn't breathe at all. And when I was crying, I saw that my mother's head had just dropped. And I realised she was crying as well, which meant she understood everything that I was saying, everything that I was trying to say. And it gave me some weird comfort because it meant she had heard everything. Ultimately, that evening I left. I don't remember when I left. Probably 11 or something, but I knew I couldn't come back tomorrow because they said she's probably going to die tomorrow, but I knew I couldn't see her again. I just couldn't handle it. I went home, had a shower, and just tried to distract myself with the Alcaraz-Djokovic Cincinnati final because it was one of the greatest matches of all time, and fittingly it was the last match my mother got to watch. It was that good. It felt... That match has extra significance to me now because it was the last one she got to watch. Last tennis match. She even stayed up a bit later than normal to watch that extended third set, so... It's not just Djokovic beating Alcaraz or winning an event, it just... As the last match she watched, it will always feel more significant to me, that match in Cincinnati. So, between Djokovic and Alcaraz. And ultimately, 23rd and 24th will always be difficult days of August for us. But 23rd will always be more difficult for me because it was the day where I was told probably the worst thing I can hear. 24th will be more difficult for my dad because he still went the following day to go and see her. And he was on his way home because he thought, well, I've got to go spend time with my son, you know. And he got the bad news. And when he got back and told me, it was the only time he's ever cried. That I've ever seen him cry, so... It sucked. Ultimately, for people watching this vlog, tomorrow I plan on streaming on the Sunday, because you guys will see this on Saturday. 25th, I plan to stream. Ultimately, I'll be saying please support Lamb Action because they are the team working on curing the disease that my mother suffered with. So I hope you guys come by, whether to just chat or... Because ultimately I will be chatting for a bit and then I'll play games that I sit it with my mother that I can play. Because ultimately 51 Worldwide Games was a game that my parents got me as a birthday present. So that'll be one. And ultimately it's the most relatable because it's games like chess or pool or darts or stuff that's... Like, I think even Simeon said it during one of the episodes of 51 Worldwide Games that we did together. It was more... It's not really a video game, it's just a game... A classic game that's just been converted into a video game. But we'll be doing that, and probably some Mario Kart, because that's the one Switch game that my parents actually played with me. Like, before I started streaming, we had the Switch downstairs. It was a good lockdown game for the three of us. So, Sunday stream will be special for me. It'll be chatting and then games like that together. And maybe I can convince my dad to join in. He's never been in the stream. Like, you've probably heard occasional remarks. Like, I put them in Twitch highlights and stuff like that. But, yeah, that's the plan for Sunday. And you can ask all sorts of questions about the disease or what happened with my mother. Is the one thing I will say though is her lung collapsed in 2007. That's when it happened, and she was given 5 or 6 years to live, and she lasted 16 years. She just almost a month past her 60th, so. And ultimately, it's hard to sum this bit up accurately, but for Christians or for anyone curious, there's a whole book in the Bible called Job, or Job. It's spelt Job, but called Job. Talks about a man who had all these riches, and yet was still had an immense, very strong faith in God. And then Satan comes by and said, if he loses all of his possessions, he'll disown you. He says that to God, and God, and I think lots of people don't believe in God because of all the bad stuff that's happening. But in Job, God's like, okay, I'll allow these things to be taken from him. But despite all this, Job had a steadfast faith in God because he knew that everything happens for a reason, that God's in control of all the situation. Despite, and even though his friends are like, you've lost all this, why do you still believe in him? Because they're all confused. What? Why you still believe in him? But he still did, and ultimately at the end he got all of it back. Whether it was metaphorical or he had a new lease of life, or maybe he did get everything back. He had more than what he had before he lost it. So with my mother having the disease, it would have broken almost anybody else. And I don't know what other people suffering from LAM, what their attitude is towards it. I can't imagine it's fun at all. Like, I've seen it with my mother for 16 years. It's tough because, yeah, I don't know how to put it into words. But her faith in God was so much stronger as a result of suffering. Like, God knew what he was doing, making my mother have LAM, but her faith was so strong as a result. Like, I've seen her have spiritual attacks. And if you have a spiritual attack as someone who's a Christian, that means you're doing a good job. It means you're pissing him off. It means you're annoying Satan to oblivion, to forever and back. He doesn't attack people who aren't steadfast in God, so it was annoying to see, sad to see her in pain, but ultimately we knew that it's a good sign. It means Satan is being pissed off, therefore good. And ultimately everything that's worth it in real life takes a bit of pain to get there. Or a lot, in this case. But ultimately, when something bad happens, that book of Job is probably a good one to read about. As a bit of advice. But yeah, Saturday is going to be difficult. I mean, if you saw in today's vlog, this Friday vlog, we tried to keep things as normal as possible, upbeat about that carrot, for example. Saturday we'll probably try and have a similarly normal day. And then Sunday I'll try and stream and have a good time and bring more people in and make more people aware of what this disease is. So I hope you guys have a good day. Hope to see you in Sunday's stream, including my real life friends or real life family and people that I know. I hope you guys stop by, because I guess it would be nice to have that support, because my mother's pretty special, and other people suffering from LAM need that chance of surviving it instead of just enduring it. We'll see you guys on a future vlog. And since I'm more likely pretty soon returning to a full schedule on Twitch, you're more likely to see me there, so see you guys on a future video or stream. Thank you for watching.